Hey guys, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and today I thought I would do something kind of fun and take you around my home and show you my favorite thrift store finds throughout my home that I spent $15 on or less. So it was kind of hard to narrow it down to just 5 because there are so many items in my home that I purchased for, $1, $2, $5. So this might be the start of many more thrift store series here on the blog. But I really enjoy videos like this. I feel like they give me a lot of inspiration whenever I'm out thrifting and secondhand shopping. So I hope this is an inspiration to you as well. The very first item that I think is probably one of my favorite thrift store finds is actually the basket in my entryway. It's like a 3-tiered basket, and every time I share any pictures of my entryway, I'm asked, where did you get that basket? And it was a thrift store find. Actually, my mom is the one who found it, and she sent me a picture of it, and I almost told her to pass on it because I didn't have a place for it at the time. I thought, well, it's really cool, but what am I going to use it for? And thankfully she kind of talked me into it. She said, Andrea, it's really cool. I mean, for $15, I feel like you should just get it and then find a place for it later. And I'm very glad that I listened to my mom's advice on that one. My mom is usually right. She's always right, actually. But I love using it in our entryway for the keys or for mail. It's perfect to like throw your gloves in the winter time. I also love using the basket, of course, for greenery, especially in the summer and spring time. I love sticking flowers in that top tier. So that is probably my favorite thrift store find, and I spent $15 on it. My second favorite thrift store find, I actually just found this, I think it was either August or September. But it's the pine wash stand that's next to our bed. I don't have any updated pictures yet since it's January, and and the most recent pictures I have of it are at Christmas time. So I've got to take some new pictures of our bedroom. I was really looking for something that was more unique and something that was sort of an antique for next to my bed, and I didn't know necessarily if I wanted them to match. I just knew that I wanted some character. And I was shopping at the thrift store here in town, and I found this beautiful pine sort of wash stand. It had a big bowl on it, actually, as how they were styling it with a picture, and it was very orange when I saw it, but I knew I could do something cool with it, and so I snatched it up. It was 15 bucks. And I got really lucky with this one because I just took some sandpaper and my husband's electric sander and I went to town on it, and I got that orange finish off, and it is absolutely beautiful next to our bed. The third item that I think is one of my all-time favorite thrift store finds would be my vintage false-graph collection that I have on display in my dining room. So the first time I mentioned my vintage false-graph, I had a couple comments over on Instagram from people saying, false-graph is still around, how do you know the difference between what's old and what's new? And believe me, it took some research, and I actually plan on writing an entire blog post on this because I still get questions about my false-graph collection, but you can just tell the difference between the older pieces and the newer pieces. And like I said, I'll probably do a blog post on this, but basically all of those larger pieces that you see on my dining room shelves, I found that entire set for $12 at a Goodwill one day. And I've added to my collection over the years for sure. I love those pieces. I feel like they're timeless. I feel like they have such clean, beautiful lines that I don't ever see them like really going out of style. I just love them, and they're so versatile. Alright, so the next thrift store find that I'm going to share with you today is actually the little table that sits next to one of my white chairs in my living room. It's got a black metal bottom, and a wood top. It was actually brand new from Target, but I saw it at a Goodwill, and it had a big gap down the center of the tabletop, and so it was marked as salvage, and it was 15 bucks. And I get asked about that table all the time. The tabletop itself was actually really red, orangey colored, and I just sanded off that finish down to the raw wood, and it still has that huge gap at the top. Sometimes I think it would be cool to find some reclaimed like old barn wood and replace the top altogether, but for now I think it works beautifully in our living room, and it was 15 bucks, so you can't go wrong with that. So the last find that I'm going to share with you today is actually the little dresser in our dining room. I have it right off of my kitchen, and it's underneath of my cutting board display. And I actually brought that dresser back from North Carolina. We vacation in North Carolina every single year. We have ever since my dad was little. And one of my favorite things for my sisters and my mom and I to do is just go thrifting and antique shopping, you know, in the area where we vacation. And so I saw this little dresser at a thrift store for $10, and it was painted like a creamy yellow color, and it was really dirty, but I really saw the potential. It had wood handles, so I replaced the handles and I put black cup handles on it. We use it to store like napkins and linens, and it's just the perfect height for the boys to go grab a napkin. That is my top 5 favorite thrift store finds for under $15. I hope this video inspires you to get out there and go thrifting. You'll never know what you're gonna find. So I think it's an awesome just treasure hunt. Like I said, I enjoy watching videos like this, so you know, it gives me inspiration whenever I'm thrifting to look for different things and to try to see potential in different items. So I hope this video was an inspiration to you today. If you're new to my channel, please be sure and hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.